Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Elevated Lifestyle podcast. I am your host, Amy Griffith, and we have a social media episode for you guys today. And I know this is a favorite when the social media podcasts drop, it is always your guys' top fave. And I'm excited to talk about this topic today and just really get into social media. This will be great for those of you who currently post and you've been in a flow, but you feel like you're a little bit stuck or you don't really know where to go from here. You feel like you need a change, you just don't know what it is right now. This is going to be for you, or if you are planning on starting to create more content, obviously this is going to be helpful for you guys as well. And this was interesting because I need to give the credit to where credit's due. I was talking to one of my best friends and my business partners, Lauren Smith, and we voice note back and forth and we chat all the time about literally everything. But she had said, stop creating content and start documenting your life. Because I was feeling a little bit like, or we were talking about my wedding. My wedding's in like 5 months, I think less than that now. And I'm not doing a super traditional wedding. I rented an Airbnb for a week. It's a nice Airbnb and it's somewhere very beautiful. And you guys will see all of that when it's summertime and I'll be creating much more content around it now. But I don't can't exactly remember where we started this off with, but she was kind of like, where's the bride content? Like, where is the getting ready for a wedding content? Like, people want to see that from you. And I was kind of like, well, it just doesn't make, and I started to have my own limiting beliefs of like, well, I'm not really doing like a super traditional style wedding, or, these are things that I do every day already. It doesn't really feel like wedding prep. It's just like my wellness lifestyle. And she's like, exactly. Like, hello, but it's the journey that you're on. And she's like, start to document that. Like, that is where you're at and what you're up to, and that's perfect content. And she also mentioned that that could be a missed opportunity as well. That doesn't come around again, times like this in particular, if you guys are going through a big life event as well, maybe it's like a big trip, and maybe it's also a wedding, you're also getting married, or maybe it's you're pregnant and this is a journey that you're on, whatever it might be, or you're about to graduate school. Like, now that I'm saying this out loud, I think back to when I first started my network marketing business and I was a student and I used the two together of like, I'm on a journey of I graduate in a year from now. I'm going to be, officially on my own and I'm a student and I'm going to build my business alongside finishing my degree. Let's go on this journey together. This is when I'm done. Let's go. So it was a journey with a timeline and I could connect with students. And maybe that during that time, that just felt like the natural fit. And after that, even though I'm going through different experiences in my life, and when I was moving, I really did utilize that journey well of showing how I was moving and how I'm decorating. I'm going to do more of that as well because the house is continuing to have furniture put into it and things like that. But now that the next thing for me is that wedding. Oh, I should really use that as a content opportunity. And maybe for some of you guys, you're like, obviously, like that just makes sense to build your personal brand about around those things that are happening in your life. But maybe you guys haven't thought of that. And maybe you think the same as how I was thinking when I was talking to Lauren, where I was like, it just seems boring. Like it just seems, it's just in my day to day. It doesn't seem interesting. It doesn't seem like I'm not consuming any wedding content at all, really. And maybe it's because I'm not having a traditional, like quote unquote, traditional one, but I'm still having a wedding. So I had those limiting beliefs around leaning into promoting and not promoting, documenting, posting about, creating this energy around it on my social media. And maybe some of you guys are feeling that way in your life as well, where you feel like what you're up to just isn't up to par to be on, social media, but it can actually be your greatest asset, your greatest tool. It's going to connect you with the right people who are actually in a similar season and position in their life right now. And that is exactly who you want coming to your page. Okay. So, as always with these episodes, you guys, if you're new, you're going to learn as you come here. I love to go based off of where I'm currently at in my life and talk about those things on here openly. And it kind of lets me honestly ramble and kind of get the ideas and the thoughts and the energies out of my head and share it. And of course, I hope it helps you guys along the way as well. Maybe you can relate to these things that I'm going through. But for me, I have been like the day I started my business in the network marketing space was the day that I started my Instagram account that is now my only Instagram account. And so it was new, it was all new, and it was boom, we're starting this journey. Let's build this business and create content as we go without really knowing what was going to happen, but ideally, hopefully, creating a great community, which I did. And since then, I've been posting very consistently. And I want to say, you guys, reps are important. I did a challenge of posting every single day on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I did at one point, and then Instagram just really, really stuck, and Instagram goes to Facebook anyways, and TikTok kind of just continued to go anyways. So I'm posting everywhere every single day. I had a 30-day challenge. I still recommend that for anyone. If you guys do not post consistently, you need to do some sort of a challenge or set a goal to get into the habit. You need the reps. You need to get into the habit doing this. Built my following, built my social media up, helped me learn what types of content I do like to post. It helped me get better at it, quicker at it, and obviously grow more. The more you're posting, the more you're going to grow. So I want to say that, like, I'm not sharing this as someone who has not been posting very consistently. So if you haven't been doing that yet, make sure that you do something like that to get yourself up and running. If your goal is to, grow your community and grow a following on there and really get into the habit of posting and sharing your life. So for me, I've been doing it every single day for nearly 7 years. Okay. Consistency is not an issue. It is not something that I struggle with anymore. It is something that the more you do, the more consistent you become, the more habitual it becomes. It is easier for me to get something up, to get a post up, to do something than it is to not, if that makes sense, because it's so natural, it's so engraved, it's so like rinse and repeat. It's like brushing my teeth. That is where you want, like, that's a good thing to get to. Now, for me, if you guys are in the same boat as me, where you're like, I'm doing the things, I've been posting the content, I'm doing the work, but you're feeling like you're just doing it to check a box. This is how I felt lately, in particular lately. I feel like even though I do enjoy my content and it is, people are coming to my page and my business is growing, great. But I definitely feel on the terms of, posting up a reel, for example, it sometimes is just to get something up. So taking a step back to allow myself to gain clarity around what I actually want to be promoting and sharing around my life has been so interesting because it's almost like I've been so consistent and so on top of it and so in the routine that I haven't given myself the space. This is where you pull back, this is where you do less for a moment to reflect and to allow yourself to quickly unlearn everything for a second to think different. And it's like I've been blocking myself from any change or any true growth because it's been stagnant. Like I'm not having a whole bunch of followers come in all at once or anything like that. It's been very stagnant. So taking a step back to be like, why is that? Oh, I've been posting to check a box and to get something up, and that's been happening far too long. What can we do differently now? And taking this step back of allowing myself to no longer post every single day. I do not have to. I do not have to be on my stories every single day. I don't have to share and post everything just to get something up. When the inspiration hits, when an idea hits, when there's something that I'm like, yes, let's share this, and then I take action in that way has been better for how I feel within my content. It's been higher quality on terms of I am speaking to truly who I want to be speaking to. That's important as well as like if you're like me and you are using your social media to build a business. Like I'm not just put I don't just want followers. I want to create a genuine community who is going to benefit from health, wellness, skincare products that I share and sell and from the business that I promote to find and connect with the aligned women that I'm really calling in and looking to work with. That's who I want my content finding, not just followers to grow just for a following. I want my business to grow, right? And so that's what I'm looking to do. So it's been amazing to kind of step back and allow myself to see change. Okay, let's start to do things different because why not? And part of me has felt Like, and I'm really just like speaking my mind, like I'm being so honest with you guys in case you feel the same way. If I stop posting every single day, this is like kind of crazy. If I stop posting every single day, I won't have success anymore. I won't have, people won't want to be led by me anymore. People won't feel inspired by me anymore. That's literally thoughts that have gone through my head. And as I say it out loud, I'm like, girl, what on earth? It's actually probably just going to help you more because the content that is going up now is purposeful and there's something really behind it. There's really true heart behind it. It's just going to help. It's going to speak to more people better. And I know this now, but at first when I was thinking of kind of slowing down to speed up, it made me really uncomfortable because it was kind of unlearning what I've been doing for so long. And it really just gave me permission to change, to evolve, to share in different ways that I didn't think of doing before. So, changing who I'm speaking to, exactly. I mentioned the student thing. I connected so well and so easily with students. I still do because that's really where my story started when I was a 21-year-old student. And I talk about it all of the time because there's no point in sharing my successes to where I am now if I don't talk about where I started because that is really where the growth happened. I had student loan debt. I was working two part-time minimum wage jobs. Like I didn't I didn't start where I am now. I started where everybody starts, which is at the beginning, And because of that story, that is where I'm able to really impact people and people uh, become a part of my business, join my team, be a part of what I have going on, right? So I talk about it so much, but then I'm only really attracting students where there's an age difference now. Now I'm a fiance. I'm about to get married. I'm 28 years old. I have my second home. Like I'm not in that space anymore. And I love my students. If you're a student, let's go. Still love you so much. But on terms of how I'm presenting myself and promoting myself and my business and who I really want to speak to, it's the people who are also in their later 20s, in their 30s, who are thinking of starting a family soon, who are deep in their career. Maybe they want a career change, or maybe they want to add on another income stream, like I've been focused on doing. Like, that's who I want to talk to. The new wives, like going into this relationship and this partnership now and really building your life, like that's where I am. And it's like I haven't fully allowed myself to step into this new reality that I actually truly am living right now because I'm worried about how it will affect my business and how it's been growing so far because I'm going to be doing things different than I was doing once. And the only thing that's a constant in our lives, you guys, is change. You're going to change as a person. You're going to grow up. Your mind's going to change. Your company's going to make changes. There's going to be product changes. There's going to be location changes for you in your life. There's going to be friendship changes. There's going to be changes, right? And it's how we adapt and how we evolve with those changes. So and I wrote down here, I've changed as a person. Now my content needs to match that. And maybe you guys need to do the same thing. Maybe you have been growing as a person, but you haven't even found your true voice yet at all. You're just seeing what other people post and you're copying what they're doing because you think it's going to work for you. Surely that is not going to work. It's great to replicate um, the ideas, like you can pull ideas, you can pull inspiration. Absolutely. I love that. I did that when I was starting because I had no idea what I was doing. I was pulling from the greats. I'm like, okay, you're like, let's go. I'm going to take on those ideas until you find your own flow. But if you've already done that and you are not finding your flow, it's time to do that. So I want to ask you guys some questions that are going to help clarify for you how you can start to show up on your social media. Who are you right now? And you guys, you're allowed to change, right? We get worried about putting ourselves into a box and like just focusing on this type of person or this. Like, trust me, you're still going to connect with and attract different people, moms and students and this person and that. You're still going to have variety. But if you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. So you need to get clear as to who are you right now in your life? Where are you right now? Right? What age are you? What season are you in? What's going on, right? And write that down because this is going to be the types of people that you are going to connect with and speak with because it's how you're going to be posting and how you're going to be documenting your life. What do you do in the day? The basics, you guys. What do you do in the day? I am a homebody, so Like for the most part, I do love a trip and a travel, and that's much easier to post about because there's things going on. And maybe you might think the opposite, but this is just our mindsets and our perspectives are so up to us, right? But I've romanticized my content in that way where I can connect with the other homebodies, right? If you're a homebody, great. Like, share what you're reading. Are you reading? What are you reading? Talk about that. Are you making sourdough? These are just things that I'm doing. Sharing what I'm reading, sharing when I'm making sourdough every single weekend. Like, that might feel boring or whatever to you, but it's relatable and that is going to connect with those people who like to do those things as well. What do you do? Oh no, my light went out, you guys. Oh, I don't have a backup. I'm gonna have to turn on my big light if you guys are watching this on video. We've been recording for a while, so this lighting's gonna be bad. It is bad, but it's not that bad. Okay, let's continue. So, yeah, what do you do in the day? Think about that and dive into that. If it's your job, like, can you start to incorporate bits and pieces of your job into your content, right? Very interesting. That's a whole range of people. If you're a nurse, if you work in healthcare, if you work as a teacher, I don't know, whatever it is that you do, are you incorporating that content and what that day in the life looks like? That was the best thing to do when I was a dancer, when I was a student. I was incorporating that because it was my life and that was what I was able to share. What are you passionate about? What are you interested in? Like, what gets you excited? What are you passionate about? What are those little hobbies or things that you're into? You know, these are all things that you can start to bring into your content and create them around. And obviously, what's your business? What's your product? What's your business? That should always be a part of it when you are growing and building a business on social media. That's a part of you. That's what you do. And obviously, no one's going to know about your business if you don't talk or share about your business. So that's very, very important. And then getting clarity on who your ideal client or business partner is. Who are you speaking to? In my company, we have so many different types of products, but I really focus on core parts of core products. So our gut health green glow drink, energy physics, things like that, the protein powder, that is what I'm using. And I'm using like the makeup and everything every single day. But I feel like I can really share and talk about that because it makes such a difference for me. And I'm like in the kitchen doing that every single day. It's so intertwined. I can share that quite easily where I'm not wearing makeup every single day, so I don't post that quite as often, but it's still good to show different, aspects, switch it up, create in different ways, which is great. But thinking about that, like who do you want to help? What problems do they struggle with right now? Bloating, weight management, energy, sleep, mood, like what are those things? Skin, hair, nails, what is it? And identify what that is so you can create speaking towards those people. Like when I share my products, I only share them on my stories, just when I'm having them, and people will just see them as they tap through my stories. I post like who this is for. If you struggle with, and then I'll post the things. That when I talk like that, it gets me so much more engagement and so much more interest and way more conversations than just being like, here's my drink. Oh, I love this, gives me energy. It's like, no, I'm speaking to you. Who needs this? Like, who has these struggles? Boom, I want to help you. And then people are buying results, not products. People don't actually care what the product is. They want to buy the results, right? Same with your business. How are you showing that as a part of your day-to-day and what it looks like? Maybe that's a day in the life. Maybe those are little vlogs. Maybe it's I don't know, a scheduling tip, busy lifestyle, mom of three, and how I intertwine building this business in this day. Like, that's really interesting for people. They're going to be interested in that kind of stuff. And so, thinking about those sorts of things so you can start to document and share your products and business. And then, what journey are you on right now? So, for me, I'm getting married soon. What journey are you on? We talked about this a little bit at the start, but identify that for yourself. And you're not really on a journey right now. I'd pick one, honestly. I would think about what you want to learn or what you want to do. When I was really in the depths of promoting in my network marketing business to the top 1%, that was the journey. That was a great journey to showcase and to go on so I could fully immerse myself in that space. And I loved that. That was really, really great. Also, of course, sharing different aspects, but during such a season, it was genuine, it was authentic. This is the journey that I'm on right now. And people love to watch that. And it also obviously helped me hit the goal because it was like this series around it that people got very interested in. So, yeah, what journey are you on? Pick that for yourself. And it doesn't need to be anything fancy, you guys. Like, it's just doing you. It's doing you. People get inspired to see people doing their thing, going after their thing, going after their goal, building and evolving. It inspires other people to evolve for themselves, even in those little teeny tiny ways. You can document it behind the scenes on your stories, and then more of the value and the focus-driven content on actual, yeah, just the value, the more long form types of content, the more in-depth conversations, the authentic things that you can share on your feed is really, really great. You can turn it into some sort of series. Like I'm doing a skincare series for Wedding Prep now, where I showcase my facials. And when I go and am getting that deeper skincare, taking people along the day and vlogging that as a little bit of a series, for example. Sourdough. Again, I've just been making sourdough. So I share as I'm making that and creating content around that home body style, whatever it might be. And that, again, just adding on these little tiny things are going to help bring in those people to then see your business and your products who have commonalities with you. We need to have that relatability and that commonality with the people, with the values, and with the interests that we have as well. So we are connecting with the right types of people. And just switching up how you introduce yourself, you guys. You can add on whatever, like, don't hold yourself back and don't play small and don't feel like you're repeating yourself and everyone already knows and gets it. They've seen it. Like, no, they haven't. You need to start reintroducing yourself every single day on that social media, on your stories or your content or whatever, or just consistently start to reintroduce yourself in those new ways and new lights so that new people can connect with you and grasp on to what you are sharing, right? So, yeah, figure out how to showcase the journey that you're on so you can take people on that ride and bring that curiosity along with you as well. So, you guys, that is it. That is it. These are my social media thoughts and feelings and ideas and conversations. And I just think it is, again, it's a ever evolving, ever growing thing, as are we as human beings. And it's a beautiful thing. And we should let ourselves openly, without fear, lean into the change that we're feeling when we're feeling like going in that direction. And you guys, if you hate the direction that you're going, go back. You can always go back to how you were sharing before, or that might come in style again, or that might become your thing again. Like you're always changing and growing and evolving. So just let yourself go there. There's no reason why not. It's all good fun, and you're just going to allow yourself to feel better in how you're building and how you're growing and who you're connecting with as you lean into those gut feelings and those gut pulls as you have them and those new ideas. So, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to go get ready for bed because it's actually nighttime now. I never really do a nighttime podcast, but it was just a good evening for it. And I'm glad we got to spend this time together. I'm wishing you guys an amazing rest of your day, your week, month, year ahead. Rate this 5 stars if you haven't yet. It really helps pump this out and help new people find it. And you guys can post about it. Tag me at It's Amy Griffith or at My Elevated Lifestyle Co. on Instagram so I can see what episodes you guys are loving. I love you. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, you guys.